Cactus, Texas, just south of Stratford, Texas. I just dropped the empty trailer at the JBS plant and picked up a loaded one. This is going to Windsor, Colorado. I don't have to be up there till in the morning. It's almost 7 a.m. I started driving a little after midnight. I left Sherman, Texas, and it was just north of DFW. So I don't know how far I'm going to get. I didn't sleep good last night. I might have slept 4 hours. So I may stop up here in Stratford. I don't know. I'm going to try to get across into Colorado, which is not too far from here. I don't think I'm going to make it all the way to Lamar, Colorado. But I still got 4.5 hours to drive. I've got the hours to make it to Lamar, but I don't know. I may stop in Springfield, Colorado. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I just didn't sleep good. But anyway, easy drop and hook. This JBS plant in Cactus is not the best one. I think the one in Grand Island, Nebraska is probably the best. It's all concrete. You know, the one in Greeley, Colorado is dirt. This one is dirt. And so where they drop the trailers at, you know, they got a concrete pad there for the trailer legs. But right in front of the trailers, it's all dug out where guys have been, you know, backing into their trailers, and the tires spin when they hit the trailers. So it makes ruts. So you got to crank the trailer down to hook up to it. It's just this one was probably, I'm not joking, it's probably a good 2 foot high. Luckily I was able to crank it down pretty easy. But, you know, first world problems, man. First world problems. You got it set on -10, so this thing will probably blow wide open all the way up, even though it's in the 30s outside. Still. But it's a nice morning. Time changed overnight, so I actually gained an hour. Not a bad day for 2nd of November in the high plains. About 35 degrees. Not bad. Sun's going to be popping up here pretty soon to my right. Probably go ahead and deliver this one. I got a load going to this cold storage in Windsor out of Grand Island last week. I dropped it in the yard because I picked it up on a Saturday. It didn't unload till Monday. And they had that load going to Salt Lake sitting on the yard, so I dropped the Windsor one, picked up the Salt Lake, and took it. But this one I'll probably deliver, unless they come up with something, you know, sitting on the yard that's got to go somewhere, or they've got a load at the JBS in Greeley that's got to be picked up. But I doubt it. I'm sure I'll probably end up delivering this one, which is fine, not a big deal. Plenty of time. I got till 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's only about 6 hours up there. About that Tyson IBP plant in Sherman, you can park right out on the street. You can pull right out of the gate and park right out there on the street. It's legal, and you can take your break right there. You don't have to try to find a truck stop or something. Which I still had a couple hours of drive. I could have probably got over toward Wichita Falls or something, but I was tired. I thought I was tired. Like I said, I had a hard time sleeping, but it is what it is. It's kind of a cluster inside that place, though. They don't have enough room for all the trailers they got to drop. Nice people down there, though. I gotta say that. That makes a difference, you know, when you got decent people to deal with that aren't, you know, in a bad mood all the time or something. It makes it a little better. Not much to see across the high plains. Just a lot of prairie. The more I think about it, the more I may try to at least make it to Springfield, Colorado before I stop. Coming to the big city of Stratford. What do they call it? The pheasant hunting capital of Texas. Don't know, I don't hunt pheasants, so. But that's what they say. Built this pilot. feeling they were going to do that. They got Mexican plates on that trailer and where they're going. Obviously, they're not going to Mexico. Careful. It's 40, then it goes to 45 up here. Would sit right there at the edge of town. A lot of these tourists, man, they'd hit it. As soon as they thought they were coming out of town, man, they'd hit the gas. He'd light them up. Don't have much else to do in a small town like that. I still hate it. Once you get north of here, where it goes to 2-lane, middle of the day, there's so much traffic on it. I don't know for the life of me why Colorado doesn't make a 4-lane out of it. They have added a few passing lanes, but I came down it the other day as far as Eads, Colorado, and man, just the amount of traffic on it is just unreal for a 2-lane road. Of course, Texas built this long passing lane a few years ago. Why they didn't just put one on each side right here, I don't know. I was hoping they'd go ahead and 4-lane it up to the Oklahoma line, but they didn't. But it is 4-lane all from Stratford all the way to Dallas, or all the way to Fort Worth. Colorado just refuses to do it. And you got Raider Express doing whatever they do, 57 mile an hour, and Prime doing, what is it, 62 mile an hour, and Ma and Pa tourists in their camper. And you'll have all of them within a couple of mile radius. But it is what it is, man. You know, you survive. All those cows out there. We used to run over to Clayton, New Mexico and cut up 25 over Raton Pass. But that's a little out of the way for where I'm going. Do that just to avoid this road. Milk, there's no baffles in milk trailers in the tanks. So when you haul milk, when you go to stop or slow down, there's nothing to slow that milk down. It just slams right into the back of it. And then when you come to a stop, say at a red light or something, you stop, you sit there for a couple of seconds, all of a sudden, bam, it slams back to the back of the trailer, and it almost like gives you whiplash. It's a real pain to haul. You know, I've hauled crude oil, production water, I've hauled gasoline, diesel, but they all have baffles in them, you know. Drilling mud, they all have baffles. But milk doesn't. And yeah, that stuff just sloshes around like crazy. Thing about hauling fuel is most of the time you have compartments in the trailer, so it's sectioned off anyway, because you might want to haul like, you know, gas in one compartment, you know, or diesel in one, or super unleaded in one. So usually there's at least 3 compartments in them. I think there's a coyote out there. Love's only has 2 compartments in their tankers. I don't remember. I haven't hauled fuel in a long time. asleep at night, man, if you're not careful. Scale in Oklahoma's closed. Not that I'm really worried about the weight. I just, I don't want to take the time getting off the road. Back in the day, you had to go through Boise City, Oklahoma, so you drove right by that scale. Now they built that bypass around town. They bypassed that old Love's that was there in town. And the scale, so now you got to get off the road, turn and go down to the scale. I used to get fuel at that Love's in Boise City on my way down from Seattle or Portland or usually Yakima or Wenatchee, Washington. You're bringing a load of apples down to Dallas area. Line up here. Springfield, Colorado, 72 miles. Yeah, I can make that real easy. Yep, there's Oklahoma border. Yeah, slow down because it's 65 in Oklahoma and Colorado. Oklahoma. We'll see how things go. I may try to make it on to Lamar. I say that now, but I obviously got plenty of hours. I could get up to Eads if I wanted to, up there to that Love's, but I don't really need to. I do this morning, the less I'll have to do tonight. Do a live stream going down the road. I hadn't done. Everybody, well, I'm gonna say everybody, but a lot of people have been asking me to do it, and I haven't done it. I need to do it. The hardest time of the morning for me is right at sunup. From the right before sunup to right at sunup. Then I'm good. Kind of helped I did that drop and hook back there. You know, it kind of helped wake me up. My blood pumping, getting out of the truck and such. Understood this little strip of Oklahoma. It's almost like Texas and Colorado didn't want to touch each other. Oh well. soon, there's going to be a lot of flight delays, which means there's going to be a lot more people on the road for Thanksgiving, and that's going to suck. Because Thanksgiving sucks, or right after Thanksgiving. Between Thanksgiving and Christmas, you get a lot of people on the road. Government's still shut down, there'll be even more on the road. Because like I said, there'll be so many flight delays. The government shut down, but if you notice, they're still taking federal taxes out of your check. So it's not shut down that much. Anyway, that's my political moment for the day, or my political statement. Bay pretty quick if the haul road was in this good a shape. I remember when they redid this road. This road used to be crap, and they redid it a few years ago. It's a lot better than it used to be. Being one of the worst roads in Oklahoma to being one of the best ones. exciting scenery. But I know some people like it. They like just hearing the engine. Got a message saying I can drop this this load at the yard in Greeley, so I guess they have something else for me to do. Fair enough. That's what I'll do. I'd say they're going to send me over to the JBS in Greeley and go, I don't know where, somewhere. Obviously. I still got to take a 10-hour break. I won't make it to Greeley. Just down the road from Windsor. Either that or they got a load sitting on the yard that's got to go somewhere. Wouldn't mind going back north, Idaho or somewhere. Our weekend dispatcher. She keeps me busy. Well, they all keep me busy. like the way station is closed. See the closed sign from here. In Colorado, more weekend dispatcher, she's up early this morning. I think they work from home. The overnight dispatchers, weekend dispatchers, I think they all work from home. Actually bypassing the beautiful city of Boise City, Oklahoma. Used to be you had to go through town, you had to go around the courthouse, but they built this bypass. That was back in the day. A lot of you youngsters don't remember that. See that old Love's to my left. I see it's still open. I remember when they built the bypass around Mojave, California. Man, that killed the town. I had to go through town for something one time, and it was just dead. That old giant truck stop we used to stop at, get fuel, it was dead. Bypass is nice, you know, around Mojave, but it sure killed the town. I don't know why they got this 55 right here. But I don't go too fast in Oklahoma, man. Every little town in Oklahoma's got a cop. They got at least 2 cops, one to work days and one to work nights. "96 miles to Lamar." I don't know. I'll see how I feel when I get close to Springfield. Like I said, I didn't sleep good last night. I slept about 4 hours. And that's Boise City. Next stop is, what is it, Campo, Oklahoma, or Campo, Colorado. this morning. Up in Amarillo, so I don't have to worry about getting fuel for a while. I will stop in that little town. There's a Love's out there on 70 just east of Denver. I'll stop there and fill up the truck. I'll stop and fill that reefer all the way up before I drop it in Greeley. Actually, I'll cut north there and cross 76. There's a Love's right there. I'll probably do it there. What is that? Bennett, Colorado, I think. That'll be closer. Anyway, I'll go ahead and end this video. It's kind of boring. Almost to the Colorado line. And then I'm going to see what I'm going to do after that. Stop somewhere and take a 10-hour break. I appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, etc. All that stuff, you know the routine. Anyway, thanks for watching.